Baby, walk one. Yes, Laymont. We've done it, bro. It's been like a year. We've been saying we're gonna do this. We've done it.
Oh, we finally made it happen, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
man.
it's about divine alignment. So obviously, so many things have taken place for the both of us in the past year, and we know that this has been pending,
Yeah,
but this is the most powerful time for it to happen, bro. Like real talk,
yeah.
when you deep it. Not just like you just mentioned regarding the life that I'm living, but also what it is that I'm currently preparing for right now,
Yep.
the things that have taken place over the past year. So yeah, bro, this is powerful, and I'm seeing you making so many movements at the moment, man. You're literally creating like waves out here, really bringing awareness to so many people. And yeah, bro, I've got nothing but love, admiration, and appreciation for you and for what it is that you do, for the way that you stand on your truth, the impact that you leave, and
Thank you.
bro, real talk, like a lot of who I am and how I show up has been inspired by you. There's areas, of course, that have been my own individual path, but there are so many areas that have been enhanced just by following your journey, connecting with you. Like even back in 2023, bro, we were chopping it up back and forth, and I was grinding, doing deliveries. You know what
I
I'm saying?
remember.
We were talking about the struggles that we were going through, talking about preparing to make the dream a reality. And bro, like when we deep it, now reflecting on everything that we've gone through in that time, and we deepen it like 2 years, 2023 to now, 2 years, bro, that we've been talking about it. And now here we are, and we are living embodiments of exactly what it is that we've been speaking about, bro.
Living embodiments. And you're so right. I remember that time when you was doing deliveries and I was working for Anglian, knocking on doors and trying to sell quotes to people. And we would be sending messages to each other going, bro, like there's like this, we've got to get through this, like our vision is always going to manifest. Just hold on to that vision. And like you said, like now we are. Like I am 100. I've casted off the transient version of myself that thinks that I'm small and doesn't have God within me. And I'm walking like I'm the emperor now in my spirit. I always have the emperor on me for that reason, to remember what it feels like to know that you're royalty, to know that you're not just a finite nothing, and so and this week, actually next Saturday, is one of the biggest days of my life. You're about to have children in Thailand, which I can imagine is also going to be one of the most profound moments of your life. We're going to speak about this because in a way we're both fulfilling the same mission in just two different frequencies, if that makes sense. Like you've gone out there and you are in the vanguard. You're pioneering what it's like and showing other men and women and parents it's safe to do what you've done, which is, I remember when you first turned up to Thailand, didn't you have an earthquake the very first day?
Bro, like I think the third day, bro, the third day that we were in Thailand, yeah, we had an earthquake, bro, like some crazy earthquake that took place in Burma, but it was felt through Thailand, and we were in Bangkok, bro. Me, my partner, little one, we'd gone out. We'd gone out to go and do just to go and do some window shopping, do a little bit of vlogging and all of that. And yeah, boom, earthquake, bro. Watching buildings shake and everything, and the next thing you know, we took a 4 hour walk through
Wow.
Bangkok back to our yard. You know what I mean? My partner's pregnant. We got a daughter. It was 38 degrees, bro.
Wow.
And we're like, what are we gonna do? The missus is like, what are we gonna? How are we gonna get back? All the taxis are like not accessible. There's no public transport. She's like, what are we gonna do? I'm like, let's get walking. That's
Wow.
how we do. And I remember you commented on the video. People you ain't seen on my YouTube, there was a video for this. And I remember you commented. You was like, that's that warrior shit, bro. Because no matter what, we ain't standing still, bro. We're always moving forward, even if it is slow. Do you know what I mean? Even if it is uncomfortable, we
Yeah.
need to continue moving forward. And at that moment in time, it was like, raw, okay, Bangkok shut down. We're not capable to utilize what will make life easy. So we just have to rely on ourselves. And this
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
people need to realize. A lot of the time, that's all we have is
Yeah.
our own self-reliance. You know what I mean? We have the
Yeah. Yeah.
people that can support us, that can inspire us, that can uplift us and give us the insight. But at the end of the day, it's on you. And it
Yeah.
was like, raw, like, let's do it. You know what I mean? It was saying a 3 hour walk on the map. It took 4 hours, it was hot. We stopped a few times. But bro, that day, yeah, that was one of the most beautiful, eye-opening days that I'd ever experienced. We're walking through back streets, places in Bangkok that most people will never touch, who aren't from, Bangkok and Thailand and that. And you're seeing locals that are looking at you like, what going over here, sir?
Wow.
Like, we're like, hey, Swaddy Cup, like, and they're embracing us as we're walking past, getting given pieces of fruit. And bro, these type of experiences are wholesome, and what it goes to show is even through the most difficult of times, you can still find beauty, you can still find community, togetherness, and you can still find ways to continue moving forward and showing up in a way that's necessary to get what's necessary done. You know what I mean? Which was just to get back with the girls, them to get some, get some food in the system. Obviously, they were able to eat on the way, and just get back to safety, bro.
And that's exactly why I brought that up, because for most people, leaving the country is one thing, free birthing your child is another thing, like going to the east is one thing, but then to do that, to turn up within 3 days for there to have been a earthquake, and then all these months on, the reason I brought that up is because look, you're here, you're alive, you haven't perished. It's like the courage, it was some difficult days, but the courage has allowed you to start to live the life that you've needed. And even an earthquake couldn't stop you. And, there's going to be people that are traveling with no children and with 10 times more money than you have that still won't do what you've done. So the reason I've loved these conversations is to try and prove to people he's alive, he's okay, he's safe. He's literally emancipated himself, migrated to another country. There was an earthquake and yet he's still living and happy. You know what I'm saying? Someone's in the chat saying, just wow, thank you. By the way, in this chat, please, let's get this to 5,000 likes. Tap this screen, only friends, please, yeah. Got two black kings talking about sovereignty on TikTok. They don't want this, let's push it. Empress, Shan, Gaynor, thank you for being here. Bro, well, tell me a bit about your fears or your hopes about, actually, can you explain what you're going through now with expecting some children and how you're going to do this without the NHS, without a midwife, without a stable job? Like, how are you feeling? How are you doing this?
All right, I think first we go back and bring it forward. So last year I delivered my daughter. We went through a free birthing journey where we had no medical intervention. My partner, we entrusted in the divine alignment, divine power, and in ourselves and our ability to do what is necessary to bring our daughter into the world without any medical professionals, all of that, and we navigated through that together. And I delivered my daughter. Then when I was the first person to touch her head, there was nobody else in the home, inflating the birthing pool, like everything. I was the midwife, the doula, and the daddy, then one there.
Oh, bro, this is my dream.
Brought my daughter into the world. Like nobody touched my daughter other than her siblings for 5 days. And we did, after 5 days, have some midwives come around just to weigh her. When they came into the home, I'm there and I'm present. I'm holding my daughter. Mummy's laid down in bed. She's comfortable. She's safe. And when the midwives step into the space, they realize dad and that strong, grounded, masculine presence is what is at the forefront. So when they want to start talking about, does she want the heel prop, the vitamin K? No, she don't want nothing. All we want you to do is place her on these scales, give us the details of her weight, check mum over to make sure that she is safe, that she's good, there's no clotting, everything is well on that respect there, and then you can kindly exit this yard.
No secret injections, no secret K, nothing like that,
Nothing ain't going on, you know what I'm saying? Like, man is there, present, like, if my daughter's there, I'm there. If she's there, I'm there. Like, no matter what, like, all eyes on board, locked in. And you could tell, bro, that there was an element of discomfort for the midwives, because there was two of them. One was to see to mum, one was to see to baby. And with that being said, you could tell that there was a discomfort from them. There was this, it's unfamiliar for them. Because usually they would be in a space where they're able to step into the environment and take control. Do you know what I mean? Because naturally as a woman will surrender into her feminine and allow whoever necessary to lead when necessary. And more time that is medical professionals that don't necessarily have your best interests at heart, but more time just want to kind of tick boxes. But dad's here and dad's present, you know what I mean? So this is what we want, this is what we're accepting, this is what we're willing to tolerate, and that is it. And so you could tell that there was a mad level of discomfort from them, and even to the stage that, when you get the sense of energy that they're looking at you as if like maybe like man's too controlling. People want to talk about toxic masculinity. Like, no, because when you're made to feel uncomfortable by somebody who is grounded in their sacred masculinity and you're not used to it, it will make you feel uncomfortable because it's unfamiliar. It's not toxic. That's how it's supposed to be. And the only people that end up having power over any decision that gets made regarding my family is me. If I say, yeah, okay, you can control this situation, you can lead, you can contribute in this situation, that is
Trust
on
me.
me. I have the final say. Nobody
Yes.
else, you know what I mean? First and foremost, that's not to sit there and say like I'm disregarding what my woman is saying, because we have those conversations before anybody else even steps into the space. So
Yeah.
I know exactly what it is that mum is requiring from that engagement or interaction. But from there onwards, it's me enforcing, it's me standing up. I am the armor protecting my family. I am the one putting myself at the forefront and standing firm within what is important for me and my family. And ultimately, as a man, grounded in my sacred masculinity, is to protect my family. You
Yeah.
know, and I'm willing to do anything. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so boom, we brought our daughter into the world, and you know, no invasive procedures, no. I call them the jerk chickens. You know how it goes, yeah, nothing.
Hey, that's my
She's
new one.
had the jerk chicken. You know
Jerk
what I mean?
chicken.
Everybody want to get them jerk chicken. Keep it. You know what? I only like the real jerk chicken, seasoned and spicy. But
Yeah.
with that being said, she's had nothing, bro. Nothing. There's been no compromising invasive procedure that she has experienced. Now, with that being said, we left to come to Thailand over 6 months ago now. We left the UK when she was 9 months. And, you know, when we were coming to leave the UK, people were saying, oh, are you going to go and get any, you know what I mean, any jabs for whatever reason, because oh, you're going to a foreign country and there's a potential to be able to catch these diseases or whatsoever.
So much fear
No.
mongering when I went to India. There was so much, you're gonna get this and that, and I was just like, let me just get a little tincture, do it herbal, and that's it. Like, there's so much fear around so much stuff, man.
Yep, straight up, bro, straight up, and that's what it is. And you know, like I had it from my mum, who was in our lives at the time. I've had it from friends. Yeah, Roy, you need to get this. You should get that. Come on, like, don't you think that you're projecting your fears and your conditioning onto us, or you're trying to, but we're not gonna take it. Live your life, we'll live ours. I got people out there that, do you know what I mean, that I'm close to, that just follow the narrative.
Yeah.
Go along. But if you follow my story, if you follow my journey, we are proof. We are living embodiment that all of that is a fuckery that is not necessary. Because when you look at my picnic, bro, she's strong, healthy.
Yeah.
She is.
And Laymont, I'm guessing Babylon turn it up even more when it's a newborn baby. There must have been so much fear mongering in the emails from the NHS regarding, like, the jerk chicken or K vitamin or why, all of these things. Especially taking her to Thailand.
The fascinating thing is because we had no involvement with the NHS or anything, there is nothing really. All we had is the midwives come out, do those checks, and then gone. And other than that, we ain't had no involvement. So no emails, no pressure, no nothing. We in some respects, it's kind of like the system. Obviously, they know that there is a newborn baby in addition to the earth, but like, to what degree there isn't that much. They can't really do much. They can't really do much. They can't enforce nothing. They have no stance within our life. They have no way to access us. They have no way to try and enforce anything onto us. So with that being said, it's like we're like real sovereign right now. You know what I mean? And right now, for the foreseeable, like there is no way that the system can try and influence us. Point blank, period. No way, shape or form. And so then with that, you know, we left the UK 6 months ago with a 9-month-old, and like I say, she's out here, she's healthy, she's happy, she's strong, you know, like, bro, like she's 15 months now, and she walks around going, hi-ya, leg kicks in the air, bro, hi-ya, hi-ya. She'll tell you what she wants, how she wants it, you know what I mean? Not by verbal, but by physical expression. She'll grab you. She integrates with and interacts with the locals. Like, bro, we literally just took, not just, about 2 hours ago, took a walk to 7-Eleven. I jumped on the scooter, whipped around with the garbage, took it to where you dispose of the garbage. Then I whipped around to 7-Eleven and I met them there. They walked, yeah. And we get there, and there's these big Buddhist, well, I don't even know what's going on, like some ceremony thing, right? And it's like a float, and it's parked outside 7-Eleven, and there's a monk sat on there and talking, and people are going up, you know, they're donating, they're praying, and then they're getting these wristbands, like a little bangle kind things, you know, and it's like it's a gift, it's a blessing, you know, it kind of gives you safety and peace and protection, sorry. And You know, I'm just stood there just soaking it up. I'm like, this is so beautiful. Like, this is so enriching. And bro, like, stood there with Amaya, and a lady got off of her scooter with her daughter, and they clocked me and Amaya, and they're smiling. You know, it's all love. And then they've gone over to the float. They've donated. The lady got a little, bro, it's just like a little piece of rope string or something, you know. And she got two. She wrapped one around her daughter's wrist. And bro, she walked over to us. She came down, knelt down, and she put one on my daughter, bro.
Wow. Wow.
Bro, like we went to 7-Eleven and like indirectly my daughter got blessed in a Buddhist way. And she's just sitting there chilling back in her pushchair, like she kind of get her with some of her positionings. Like she's just sitting back, like as if to say, I don't know what's going on, but I'm just smiling at everybody and I'm just embracing this.
Wow.
And you know, we go to like the play spaces, and she's chilling around Thai kids. And bro, the things
That was never happening in Bristol, was it?
Thai, like we'll be playing. Definitely not, man. There's no embrace. There's nothing. You know what I mean? And again, going back to the reality with all of the jabs and everything, right? You know, obviously out here, you don't drink the water. You don't drink tap water. Like, it's just not a thing. It's bottled water, you know, you filtered water. And she'll be playing, like, we get like a little paddling pool for her. And she'll be playing in it. And bro, she's drinking that water, you know, like, and I'm like, that's kind of nasty still. Infections? Diseases?
Wow.
Nothing.
Wow.
She's a thoroughbred. You know what I mean? She's
So
a thoroughbred.
let me make this. Let me clarify this. So you've taken your newborn daughter. She's 15 months old. You've gone all the way to Thailand. Yeah. You've given her none of the jabs or the jerk chickens that Babylon have tried to scare you into doing. Especially though you've taken her to another indigenous country, and you're saying you've seen your daughter sitting inside a swimming pool with tap water in, consume that, and she's here laughing, healthy, and happy.
Happy. Strong, developing in rapid rates, dropping kicks to the left and the right, screaming at the top of her voice day and night, bro. She like, when I look at her, I'm a father of 3 going on 5. We'll move on to that shortly.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at her, I'm somebody that's worked, you know, with children for a very long period of time. When I look at my child, bro, I'm like, raw, like you're pure in so many ways. There is no possible way that you are like look like your health has been compromised due to the decisions that we've made.
Yeah. Let me ask you, bro. So I've been asking people all this week because I have an event next Saturday about sovereignty, and I've been asking people this week, what does sovereignty mean to you? And for everyone, it means something different. And I'd love for you to touch on what it means for someone. In my opinion, yeah, you're someone like in Matrix 2. You're like Tank who lives in Zion, having children in Zion, no longer in the Matrix, you know? And that's how I see you, and that's how you inspire me. So, but I don't want to put words in your mouth. If you can just tell me from your perspective, what the word sovereignty means to you. Does it mean that you're free birthing children by yourself? Or does it mean that you have financial freedom? Or like, yeah, if you could explain your perspective of the word sovereignty and how you embody that.
Bro, sovereignty to me is living life on my terms and conditions. Not imprinted, not influenced by any external factor, but literally listening to the voice within and taking guidance from that voice, doing what is necessary to guide myself and my family down a path of freedom of the mind, freedom of the body, freedom of the soul. Do you know what I mean? Not being like imprinted on in any way, shape, or form. Not navigating from a space of fear, but staying grounded and rooted and making sure that the decisions that are being made for myself and my family are based on what is beneficial for us. Point blank, period. Nobody else. For us, you know. Financial freedom is a big benefit, but it doesn't have to be, you don't have to have financial freedom in order to be sovereign. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
You can still be sovereign without financial freedom. Because it starts in the mind, do you know what I'm saying? And then that starts to create your reality. And it's not until you start to remove the sense of fear, you know, anxiety, worry about what could potentially go wrong. When you surrender to the divine power and understand that you are protected and guided by the Almighty, whoever that Almighty be for you, then you can just navigate through your life in trusting that everything that happens for a reason. Now check this, bro. We say, like, we had the earthquake. Well, I've had 2 scooter accidents since we've been away. Do you know what I mean? I had one in Bali in Indonesia, and I had one here in Thailand. You know what I'm saying? 24 stitches, all of
Wow.
that. Had a helmet on, head off of the floor. Bro, gone to hospital in an ambulance, had to get stitched up and everything. Go back home. At that time, my family were back in the UK visiting loved ones, and I was here in Thailand holding it down.
Alone.
And I was isolated, you know what I'm saying? Solitary confinement in some respects. Mash up, bunning my things, just keeping myself grounded. I'm thinking, what can I learn from this? What am I supposed to learn from this? What is the universe trying to teach me right now?
Yeah.
You know, that's the sovereignty element. Not, why has this happened to me? But what is this supposed to teach me? What is it that I am supposed to take from this experience?
Yeah.
That I'm here for a reason. And I can no longer water myself down because I need to use my voice. I need to use my journey, my story as a way to show other people what walking in your power looks like. No matter what, adversity is going to come your way. There's always going to be challenges in life. That is a part of life. And the thing is if you want to talk about sovereignty, but you're always worried about the adversity that could potentially appear in your life, that's not sovereignty, because the reality of it is you need to continue walking forward, accepting the fact that shit is going to happen. It's going to happen. And if you want to sit there and you want to cower down, you want to navigate through fear and anxiety, thinking like, oh, but what if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? And you want to talk about sovereignty? Nah, brethren, because that's not sovereignty.
Yes.
Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. It's going to happen. But let me tell you something. When it does happen, I will deal with it in the necessary way. I will grow through it because that's what we're supposed to do. And this is the thing, like, sovereignty is freedom, however you want to look at it, but it is freedom away from what other people think it's for you. Because my sovereignty and your sovereignty could look slightly different, bro.
Yeah.
It could look slightly different, do you know what I mean? But it is the willingness and the ability to stand firm in who the fuck you are and stand up against whatever it is that is trying to take you down, that is trying to penetrate your auric field, trying to, you know, install fear into your family, into your mind, like whatever it is, like to stand there and be like, I'm immovable. I'm immovable.
Let me put a pin in. Let me just reply quickly. Let me reply because a lot just going on in my head. You're the first person to answer in this specific way, and it's you saw how excited I got. First of all, guys, get this to 10,000 likes. Yeah, we're on 9,600. 10,000 likes. Listen, sovereignty, you just said, is removing the fear and knowing I'm going to go on this journey, whatever happens, knowing that there's going to be continuous mountains in front of me. I've got a clothing brand, and it's just a little monk standing in front of a continuous set of mountains in front of him. For that, life is inevitable. It's going to be suffering. It's going to be challenges. And sovereignty is having the resilience, knowing actually, bring it on. Actually, I'll have the capacity to I'll take it on all of it for my generation, for my people, knowing that nothing will stop me. Like this event, we had a bunch of Freemasons close it down, bro. And within 1 week, we found a new location, and it actually turned us on. We was even more expanded. We was like, actually, we're going to turn this poison into medicine, knowing that we are the trailblazers. We're the first people in the family to cut the generational curses. How many Black kings in your family took their daughters to another country, completely renounced the system? And, I have to read some of these comments because I don't know if you've been speaking, so I don't know if you've been saying them, bro, but people are deeply resonating with you. Yeah, deeply. We've got 61 people in the chat live, 10,000 likes. Look at this one. I love you guys. Keep this going. My niece is pregnant. She's 8 months and I needed to hear all of this. That one comment alone is why me and Laymont came on this call today. If we can inspire one person to go, do you know what, yeah? Bun the fear that this email from the NHS is making me feel. Bun the fear that this, yes, goosebumps, yeah? Go viral today. Thank you, sister. Thank you for your comment. Seriously. Do not claim to be sovereign unless you know that you can work on your fear. And you can have fear, of course, but remember, fear is false evidence appearing real. When you're sovereign, you know that the Most High is with you. You know that the challenges and the mountains ahead are actually part of your liberation. I'm doing these massive interviews right now with this ex-policeman called Gary Waterman. And we started doing all these interviews. They're deep, aren't they? And then he just got arrested. And we was talking about the adversity of getting arrested was part of his mission, because now there's 100,000 more people praying for him because they know what's happening. And now 100,000 more people know about the fraud on Company's House. And now he's out of prison. He can use this experience. And it was always part of, let's take the story of Jesus, whether you believe it or not. The biggest challenge, him literally dying on the cross, people are still using that poison and using that as fuel today. So on the sovereign path, it's not easy. Within 3 days of going to Thailand, that earthquake could have been so scary for you that you went, no, sorry, we're going back. Let's just sign up to the NHS. I'm going to get a job working in Tesco as a regional manager. I'm not doing that. But you have to face yourself. You have to face the fear. And then every time that a layer of the onion comes off, you realize God was always with me. I was always good. This is what I had to do. I had to face this. And I'm guessing, you know, you've never free birthed a child alone in Thailand, right? Your first child you did this with before was in the UK.
In the UK, bro, yeah.
So has this brought up new fears that you're having to work on? Or has it felt the same? Have you really conquered that fear now? Or, do you have help from any kind of Thai medical services?
Nothing, bro. Real talk. Do you know what I did, brother? I rang one of my brethren who I knew could potentially make it happen, and I said, "This is the window." And bro, I truly feel I'm connected to the divine in so many ways that it's not like I'm predicting. I'm not saying that, but I'm fully entrusted. I'm fully surrendered to the alignment. Everything is going to work out exactly how it's supposed to work out. I said to my partner earlier, the universe has given this to us because the universe, God, the highest of highs, whoever we name him as, knows I will share my story.
Yeah.
That's why we plan to leave the UK, and 3 weeks before, 2 weeks before we leave, house has been rented out. Do you know what I mean? All things have been sold, cars, vans, everything sold. Do you know what I'm saying? We're just kind of like waiting now, like to leave. And she's like, I'm pregnant. I was like, all right, but how do you feel about that? I don't feel too great about it, if I'm honest with you, because I already had my, you know what I'm saying? But,
this is the pregnancy she's currently in.
Yeah.
So the entire time you've been in Thailand, you've been preparing for her to become a mum again.
So, bro, we left Thailand. We found out, we left UK, sorry. We found out 2 weeks before we left that she was pregnant, yeah? This is how mad it is. So we'll come up through now, yeah? 2 weeks before we left, we find out she's pregnant. We got a 9-month-old and we're about to leave the country.
Wow.
And so I'm kind of like, boy, okay, how do you feel? And she's like, I feel like maybe if we're going to do it again, right now is the best time. And I said,
wow,
all right, you know, well, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it bigger and better than the last time. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it bigger and better than the last time.
Yeah.
We came to Thailand. We spent 1 week in Bangkok. We flew to Koh Samui, which is where we are now. We were on the island of Koh Samui for 5 weeks, bro, when we were like, wow, do you know what? And I said to her, I think we should just go and get a scan. Private thing, just get a scan. Just, do you know what I mean? Find out when. Like, we need a window at least. Yeah? Boom. We go to a scan, not too far from where we are now. We go in, sit down, you gotta think, we're in Thailand, bro. Their first language, all of these things. Man scanning. Oh, twins. What? Twins. Like, man weren't even discreet with it. Man weren't even like, okay, right, let's get to the end of this, sit down and then share the information. Man's like, oh, twins. What? What do you mean? Twins? Bro, we're 13 weeks gone. We've been in Thailand for 5 weeks. 2 weeks when 2 weeks prior to that we found out. So we're thinking, yeah, you know, 7 to 10 weeks, maybe 13 weeks in, bro. Do you know what I mean? We were already chilling in the second trimester. Twins. I was like, this changes everything. This changes everything. This is crazy.
Yeah.
We don't even have twins in our families, bro.
Wow.
Don't even have twins in our families. And again, what did I say before we left? Well, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it bigger.
We're gonna do it bigger and larger.
So here we are, bro. We, found that out. That obviously changed everything because our plan wasn't to move to Thailand. Our plan initially was to travel. Our plan was to come to Thailand, spend 2 months here, maybe three
Keep
months
moving.
here, then go Indonesia, go China, go Japan, go Taiwan, go to Philippines. Like, bro, all of these places were on the to-do list. Bro, we've been Thailand, Indonesia. That is it. Do you know what I mean? So we're like, bro, this changes everything. So we sat down, we went down to Krabi, but we stayed outside in the town in one kind of like we were out of the way. And we were just in some beautiful location, just reflecting for 10 days on like, raw, this is mad.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, like this is what we're gonna do. So then we went to Indonesia for a month, but before we even touched down in Indonesia, we booked our flights back to Koh Samui, bro.
Wow.
And we were like, we're gonna have the picnic them in Koh Samui. And this is the thing. This is what sovereignty is. Sometimes shit ain't gonna go to plan. Like sometimes you make plans, you set intentions in whatever way, shape, or form. But the universe, the higher powers, will have different plans for you. And that might not be apparent right now,
Yeah.
but it will become apparent. And when it does, make sure you're surrendered and you don't try to force nothing that goes against the law that is aligned for you.
Yeah.
What the universe has set in store for you. And bro, this is a beautiful story, yeah? So we go to Bali, we come back, we get back here, and we're like, right, okay, boom, she's gonna go back to the UK for a little while before coming back. We realized that the potential of staying in Thailand for long enough to have the babies and everything to settle, it could be a little bit challenging with the visas and everything, right? So we're like, okay, well, what we'll do is we'll look at other options. And we've seen that there is an option that you can go back to Bali, Indonesia, and you can stay there for 6 months. There's a particular visa that you can get where you can stay there for 6 months. Calm. So we're like, that's what we're gonna do. We booked flights. We booked accommodation. We booked the hotel for the first night. We booked accommodation for 10 nights whilst we were waiting for another accommodation that we put a deposit down on to stay in for 6 months.
Wow. Yeah.
They've gone to the UK. They've come back. I've had my bike accident. We've had, massive financial outgoings that have hit us hard, bro. You know what I mean? Like the bike accident and medical expenses, the repairs of the bike, that 3 weeks in the UK, blood clot, bro. That £3,000 spent just for 3 weeks in the UK, just like renting a vehicle, navigating you know the one there.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
can rent a car out for a month out here for like £350. You know what I'm saying? Like the quality of life is just different. Anyways, like we're chilling, bags packed. We're due to fly out. It's a Friday evening. I've sat down. I've rolled 2 of these. I'm like, right, I'm gonna smoke these, and I'm going to bed. Tomorrow we're getting up, and we're gone. We're going to Bali. Mrs. turns around and says, right, I'll sort out the visa. I'm like, okay. Turns out we made an error. We made an error, right? We could have gone to Bali, bro. But in order to have the 6-month visa, you need to apply for that like a week before you go to Bali. It takes like 5 days in order for that visa to be accepted.
Yeah.
You need to have that visa accepted when you touch down in Bali, yeah? Because what it is you can go to Bali and you could stay for 30 days and then you can extend for an extra 30 days, which is 60 days. Now, with the other visa that you need to apply for in advance, you do the same procedure. You just have to apply for it in advance. And then you can, after the 60 days, apply for another 60 days and then apply for another 60 days, which gives you 180 days, half a year, 6 months, yeah? But we didn't realize that you needed to apply for that one prior. So now we're sitting there with 12 to 16 hours to go before we're due to depart, before we're due to be jumping on a plane. And we're like, if we go to Bali, we can only stay there for 60 days. But if we're there for 60 days, that steps over the threshold of when my partner's actually allowed to fly. So if we go to Bali, we can't leave. But at the same time, we would end up overstaying our visa to the stage where now we're moving into territory you don't want to be chilling in.
Dangerous territory.
Like, you know what I mean? And so there ain't nowhere you can just jump on a boat and go to another country. Like, like here in Thailand, I could literally jump on a ferry, which is 15 minutes away, over to mainland, 5-hour journey, boom, I'm in Malaysia. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're sitting there now, it's like 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. And it's like, what are we going to do? Like, what are we going to do? Like, this is the conversation. I'm like, right, okay, boom. Sovereignty. Let's find solutions. We will make this work no matter what. There is always going to be a way because we're blessed, highly blessed and highly favored. So we'll figure it out. Okay, right? You can stay, like, you know, she touched down a couple of weeks prior. So you got a 60 to 90 day window. You could 60 days, but if you wanted to extend it at the embassy for an extra 30 days to 90 days. I can jump on, I can go on a border run. So a border run is where, you know, you pay a company about just under £100 and they'll pick you up from your yard and they'll take you to Malaysia. It's a bit of a backdoor thing. Stamp right at the border in Malaysia.
Back over, yeah.
Stamp again and you're in another 60 days, you're good to go. So I'm like, okay, boom. Well, I'll do that.
Nice.
Yeah. Let me test it out. Let me make sure this works. You know them one, like, I'll go.
Yeah.
So I go and do the border run.
How long is that?
I did that. How long did it take?
The border run.
Bro, that like, I got picked up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I got home at about 7:30 in the evening.
No, it's not bad.
Minor, bro. That's a small.
For 60 days, I'll take it. Yeah.
Every time. Every time. But my saying is, let me go and do this. Let me go and make sure it works. Let me put myself in the firing line.
Yeah.
Yeah. And bro, like, don't get it twisted. There's a little bit of apprehension. You're thinking, boy, is this going to work? Is this going to be successful? I've already done an extension on my 30 days, and is that going to compromise it? Nah, bro, it's calm. Went back, done. I'm like, okay, that was on September the 10th, yeah? So literally just over a month ago. From there, I said to the missus, all right, well, what we're going to do is we're going to wait for you to get close to the end of your visa allowance, the end of your 60 days, and we're going.
Yeah.
Me, you, and baby girl, right? I'm not extending because I've already extended. I'll wait and do mine again a little bit later. Bro, that was Wednesday. Wednesday just gone. I accompanied my partner, 36 weeks pregnant, and my daughter. We paid for a private visa, private border run, rather than a normal one. If you do a normal one, it'd be like you're just on a minibus with bare people. Do you know?
Like on a dinghy coming to Dover, loads of people on it.
You know what I mean? So we got a big old minibus, just the three of us.
Nice.
Boom, down to Malaysia and back. Yeah. Bro, we kept it smooth and simple. You know, our driver, he was gassed. There was 3 minibuses, 2 that were like full up with people, and then us on a private thing. By the time we got to the border, the missus had gone through, got her stamps, came back, got her stamps. Before we jumped, like we're just about to jump on the minibus to make our way back. The other 2 minibuses are just rocking up.
Wow.
You know them one?
Wow.
The other driver who drove me last time, he's saying, get on the minibus and go. You can get on that 4 o'clock ferry if you leave now. And we're like, oh, right, we can be home early. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was Wednesday, bro. Wednesday, down into Malaysia, stamp, and back. Next to 60 days, do you know what I mean? So now, my partner and my daughter, they can stay here until December the 8th. I think we can stay here till December the 8th. And then, and this is the thing, again, you know, sovereignty is about doing your due diligence. It's making sure that you're aware of all of the options that you have. You know, all of the potentials that can go wrong, everything. It's making sure you have the information. Because if you don't have the information, you're going in blind. Yes. That's not sovereignty, that's stupidity. Like, you know what I'm saying? You need to make sure. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. No, you don't.
That's blind faith. Just believing Jesus will sort it out for you, like in a passive sovereignty. I like what you just said, bro. Wow, sovereignty is doing your due diligence and taking responsibility.
Because again, like, understand how it works, right? You have to sit there and you have to identify all of the possibilities, good and bad. Because only when you know that you're aware of all of the worst case scenarios can you then prepare for all of the best case scenarios. Because if you start to ignore and reject all of the worst case scenarios, it ends up sitting in a dark place in the subconscious that your brain isn't able to start working with the aligned divine alignment, to start removing all of those potentials so we can create space for the potentials that we're actually working towards.
Yes.
So it's like, I am prepared for the worst, but I am also working towards the best.
Yes.
A lot of the time, people don't want to bring any awareness to the worst case scenarios, but the worst, you have to. You have to be aware of them so that you can allow the divine to eradicate them. Because if you're walking in your truth, in your power, in alignment, fully surrendered, but you're ignorant to the worst case scenario, that don't make sense, man. That don't make sense. Like
It's
that would be like
foolishness.
getting in, bro. That would be like getting in the swimming pool, not being aware of the fact that you could drown. You know what I mean? Every day I get on the scooter, I know that there is a reality that somebody, me, somebody else could get in an accident, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm aware of it, I'm aware. I am more. My awareness is heightened. So with that being said, boom. Now we can stay in the country. I'll do another border run next month. And then, in December, bearing in mind my partner, she'll be postpartum, so we're playing it by here. If she is in a good enough space to do the border run, we'll do a border run. If not, we'll go to the embassy and we have two options. We will apply for the 30-day extension, or we will apply for what's the word? It's kind of like a special circumstances type situation. Just had babies, trying to get, you know what I mean, trying to get their documents sorted and all of that. So can we get a little bit longer here just so that we can sort this and then we're good? Yeah, so we're here in Thailand until the end of the year, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? This yard that we're in, we've got it locked until the end of December. The owner has said if we want it until like the first week in January, we can have it. He'll hold that, but after that, then it is booked out. You know what I mean? So if we do need a few more days wiggle room, we got that. You see what I'm saying? Like we know that we got options to play with. We got options to play with, and we put ourselves in that position. Do you know what I mean? And then we'll leave and we'll go. We might go to Malaysia. We might go to Bali. We might go to China. Who knows? Who knows?
I mean, it sounds like
you're a little bit time.
You're comfortable being flexible. It's a bit cheesy, but let's say like you're living in this new dimension, living in this new frequency. You can't be rigid. You have to be ready to be surrendered. Like you said, yeah, God might have different plans for you, and it's true. Like I remember when I moved to Portugal, it was around the time that you was preparing to move to Thailand, right? And it was like I thought I'd be living in Portugal right now to this day, but God had the plan for me, and I was only supposed to be there for 6 months. And then I knew instantly when I had to leave. I just clicked my fingers. I had to leave. I just had to say goodbye. And it was not what I was expecting. But now I realize in hindsight, 6-7 months on, how everything is divinity. Yeah. And what you thought was best for you is what the ego thought was best for you. But when you're in flow and you're actually in your sovereign energy and power, you're ready to actually go, oh no, I need to go left. And even though I've been building everything to go right now in this present moment, the Most High in my heart telling me to go left. So I'm going to do that. And that is when you start to live in sovereignty. And like you said, now people might look at this and be petrified, thinking, wait, you don't have a mortgage, you don't have security, you don't have a landlord, you don't have a house for 6 months. And it's like, but we actually have everything we need whenever we need it. And we have that exact trust. I've got water, housing over me, food, my family, and I am just bending and moving because you don't know where your mission is. Your next mission might be in Cuba or wherever, and you've got to flow with that. But that's when you're in, to me, that is when you are in a sovereign energy, when you're surrendered to the whispers of the heart and you listen to your internal sat nav and you honor it. You don't try and rigidly hold on to what you think is the best thing to do.
And that's the thing, it's surrendering all element of what is out of your control. And only focusing on what you can control. And all I can control is the space and time that I find myself within right now. You know what I mean? And if that means that I've been presented with an opportunity to be able to solidify foundations that keep us grounded whilst we prepare for the arrival of the twins, you know what I mean? Up until the stage where the twins are of age, where they can go on an aeroplane, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
7 weeks, you know what I mean? They need to be 7 to 8 weeks and we can fly with them. So all we need to do is get to 7 to 8 weeks of age with the twins. And bro, we can do whatever. Like if we want to go to another country, we can. If we want to do another border run and stay for a little bit longer, we can.
Yeah.
So it's like you say, that there is no being rigid. You can't be rigid because you prevent the necessary flow that needs to take place. You just prevent it. And so, bro, like we don't have, like I said, we've gone to a private clinic to have scans. But other than that, bro, we're here. We've got, this is divine alignment. Let me tell you this, right? Listen to this. Everybody needs to hear this, right? So we met a couple in Macro. We went to Macro one day. We're in the queue waiting to pay for our goods. And a couple is behind us. And the lady is pregnant and her partner's with her. And he's like, oh, this must be a pregnancy cue. The man turn around and look at him like, yeah, yeah. Next thing you know, we're chopping it up, chopping it up, chopping it up. My man's from Australia, yeah, they're both of them, and so now we're chopping it up, and then the girls get to speak in, and then it just so happens to turn out that both of these girls, like my partner and his partner, have they've connected on some Facebook Samui group, mother group or something. You know what I mean? They had some brief interactions. Like she's like, hang on a minute, are you so and so? Like, yeah, like, oh my gosh, we've been messaging. It's like, rah, this is mad. Like, yeah, we need to connect. We need to meet up. Yeah, that would be beautiful. Oh, like, what are your plans? We're going to Bali, right? Boom. Obviously, we didn't go to Bali. I turn around to the missus and I say, you should message that girl. You know, you should we've made our plan, we've done what we need to do, but message her and like maybe we could start picking their brain about, what their foundations look like. And so she messages. The woman messages back and says, so you're having the babies in Thailand? He's like, yeah, that's what it looks like. She's like, right, I've got a birthing pool for you. So we got a birthing pool. We got a birthing pool in the other room, which will be put up in a couple of days, yeah, that we have been we've had it lent to us, do you know what I mean? So we're borrowing this birthing pool from this couple who are from Australia, who have literally had a baby 5-6 weeks ago. Do you know what I'm saying? Yesterday we received the pool liner that we ordered from Amazon. We got like pumps, we got yoga mats to go underneath the birthing pool, certain medications and tablets. Now this couple, they done an assisted home birth. They had a doula and a midwife present. But they've managed to provide us with certain things that we were like, we're not gonna be doing the water birth at home. Like it's gonna be different to last time. And they're like, no, we got one for you. Bro, we got a birthing pool.
What?
Free of charge. Do you know what I'm saying? Wow, for people that we met prior to everything going left when we thought it was going right. Like do you understand? Like that's divine alignment. That's what happens when you surrender. It's like, raw, we said, when we left Bali, we said we were coming back to Thailand to have our babies. Then realized that maybe it wasn't possible. But again, we'd made these plans. We'd booked accommodation, flights, all of that. You know what I'm saying? And then the next thing you know, we're here in Thailand doing what it was that we'd envisioned originally. And the universe was like, well, that's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what you're supposed to be doing. So it's just like, oh, okay, calm. And now, because I followed that one brethren and I said to him, like, this is the dates. This is when the window is looking to align regarding, when these babies are about to come. I said, if you can make it out with his partner and his son, who's only 2 months younger than my daughter, I would love nothing more than to have you here with us.
Wow.
He arrives on Wednesday, bro. He arrives on Wednesday. Him and his missus arrive on Wednesday, bro. My partner's just tomorrow, she hits full term, 37 weeks. 37 weeks in 3 days. I've got my bro arriving to hold the space. Do you know what I mean? Even if it is just to keep baby girl entertained whilst man's in the pool. Do you know what I mean?
And also to hold space for you. To have another man there, bro, just for you to know you got friendship there, a masculine warrior there, because as much as it's courageous and amazing doing this by yourself, it's just great to have friendship there, family, people you love to support you, because it's a massive thing as well, And
also what it does as well is it promotes the importance of community. Because this is the reality of it, yeah? If you were to turn around and say, bro, like, man's expecting my woman and da-da-da-da-da, and like, I'm trying to have a bit of a free birth experience, and I could be like, well, if you want, we've got this space here and we've got this, or if you want, I can come back. And if you want that support, if you want that support of the masculine and the feminine, who have experience or whatever, we're there.
Yeah.
Or we're here. Do you know what I mean? So because that's what it's about. It's like, doing it ourselves is incredible. Yeah, like, but the reality of it is we're not supposed to do it ourselves. Like everything in life, we're not supposed to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
So if we can use our story, our journey as a way to inspire others to take similar paths, and then also realize that actually there are like-minded individuals that can come together and support one another on these journeys that are extraordinary, paving a way, doing things differently.
Yeah.
Then isn't that even more powerful?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? And so with that, like, you know, they're gonna arrive on Wednesday, and I'm saying, yeah, the picnics are gonna arrive. That these twins are gonna arrive when they're here, bro. They're
Yeah.
going to arrive
That's
when they're
obvious.
here. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Cool, because I didn't think it was gonna be two girls. I thought it was gonna be like two boys or a boy and a girl, and I was wrong. Do you know what I mean? It's two girls, man. Crazy. Like that man's gonna be a father of three girls. I got two sons who are teenagers. And that in itself is that beautiful representation of the transition that I've made in my journey. I've been a father for 17 years. I've been a boy dad the majority of that time, all the way up until last year. You know, heavily in that masculine kind of, not really like in that sovereignty energy until like what 4 years ago, like when I really started standing in that power. And as I started honoring and accepting the depth and importance of surrendering to my journey, my truth, standing in my authenticity and being unapologetic and doing things unconventionally, then the universe is like, I got you. Here
Yeah.
we are. Do you know what I mean? Now you're going to be a father of three girls, and you're going to, you know, bring, yeah, these divine feminines into the world that are going to see life differently. Each one of my daughters is going to be able to say, yeah, like the first person to touch me was my dad. Like my mum and my dad free birthed us. Do you know what I mean? For
Wow.
them, like hospital. For them, hospital. Are you
Yeah.
mad? They're never
Yeah.
like they're never gonna think about, oh, I'm gonna give birth in a hospital. They could be saying like, oh, I'm like, you know, 20 years time they're gonna have children. My mom and my dad are going to be there to hold the space for us once we bring these babies into the world. Like I'm going to be supporting my daughter's partner, the father of, you know what I mean, grandchildren,
Yeah.
and that's how it is. It's like someone just put no trauma, just pure love, pure divine energy, just nothing but sacred, divine, loving energy. Nothing from outside that can come and penetrate what it is that we are creating for ourselves and for our daughters, and that is going to be something that ricochets through generations on generations. Do you know what I mean? Because my daughters aren't going to know anything different than the life they're living now. They're not going to know anything but sovereignty. They're not going to know anything but trusting in oneself. They're not going to know anything else.
And
Do you know
this
what
is
I
what it
mean?
means to be a trailblazer, to be in the vanguard, to be a pioneer. You know, you're doing what I want to do, and you know, I need to be like the benevolent Rothschild of my. I want like granddad. Like what he did was like he set up the whole family. Yeah, like you know, like my great granddaughter doesn't even know about hospitals because her great granddad never used that. You know, that's like what you're doing, and that was just amazing, bro. And exactly where we all need to be heading. Bro, where can people find like the videos of your free birthing, of your time in Thailand? If you advertise yourself, bro, because I'll make sure I put this out a
All
lot
right.
more.
So our family journey, we got like our family page. It's called the Raw and Rooted Family. So if you go onto YouTube and you put in Raw and Rooted, it'll
Say
come
that
up with all of
slower,
our YouTube.
slower. Raw and rooted.
Raw and Rooted. Yeah, RAW and Rooted. ROOTED. Raw and Rooted Family on Instagram. Raw and Rooted on YouTube. And yeah, that will have a lot of content of ours regarding our journey. You know, there is the free birthing journey. So anybody who is interested in watching, you know, us deliver my daughter, bringing my daughter into the world, there are videos on YouTube of my daughter being born that you can go and watch, and you can see how we brought my baby girl Earthside in a space that was just sacred. You know, affirmations up on the wall, binaural beats playing in the background, incense sticks burning. You know, like literally just yeah, beautiful, and everything was just controlled. And this is what it is, you know, like for me as a man, like, you know, sacred masculinity, right, is being a man that can create the sacred space for a woman to be able to surrender into her divinity, to do what it is that comes natural to her, knowing that she is held within that space, supported within that space, so she doesn't have to worry about anything. Do you know what I mean? I'll carry the weight. I got you because I'm the sacred masculine. I'm the sacred masculine. You do what comes natural to you, and I've got everything else covered. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to worry. And I ain't going to allow no worrisome energy to come your way because I have got you. You know what I mean? Like, fully got you. And this is how beautiful it is. Understand this again. When you surrender, when you entrust, when you walk this path of truth, transparency, authenticity, when you are willing to fully put yourself out there, knowing that you are guided by the highest of high. The next thing you know, you've got a local Thai guy who's saying to me, let me know if you need anything, just call my phone and I'm there. If you need the car, I got you. Do you know what I'm saying? When you've got a French guy that you're renting his house and he's saying, if you need anything from me, just let me know. All you got to do is give me an hour's notice and I'll be there. Even if it is just to watch your daughter. Now, be real, like, no, we're good. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't need you. But the reality of it is what ends up happening is when you step out into this world and you allow yourself to just walk through the world without forcing it, without faking it, nothing, and you just allow just that real authentic energy to shine through, your tribe come true, man.
Well, bro, before I end this, I just want to read some of these comments out to you, because I think that what I'm taking from this live the most, because you're actually living an example, you're the actual proof. Like I said, man, there's going to be a lot of people that haven't heard your story from the start on this, that, you know, you moved to Thailand with a 9-month-old, knowing that your partner was also pregnant. And so that was so much potential fear from the start. How are you going to survive? What about the NHS? 3 days into moving into Thailand, a massive earthquake happens. You're still here. You're still grounded. You're still happy. And it seems on the journey, by having the courage to do what your heart is saying, maybe not what your head's telling you, but what your heart is telling you to do, everything's been provided for you. Some of these comments are just really saying this better than I can. Basically saying, when you stand in your truth, everything will be given to you. Like, even that you was potentially even willing to not have to give birth in the swimming pool, even though that's how you'd have liked to do it. But by standing in your truth, it got given to you. The Most High was like, yeah, you'll get given. It might be the very last minute, but you'll get given it. And that way you can give birth in your own authentic way. Hannah here says, universe, where was it? When you stand in your own energy, you attract the people that you need. And I know that sounds cheesy. It sounds like something from like The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, but it is true.
It's not cheesy at all. It's truth, bro. It's just truth. Do you know what I mean? It sounds cheesy to those that are ignorant to the reality of infinite potential. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, that's the reality of it. It's like when you really do open yourself up to the infinite potential of what it is that you could possibly receive, the universe will give you exactly what it is that you need to make what it is that you're working towards creating a reality.
Yeah. I just got a message here from Layla. It says, it's so inspiring listening to your story. It makes me feel like we could go back to the old ways. Bro, one thing I didn't realize how important it was me and you spoke. And TikTok, I hope you can see the vibration on TikTok here. Is we've not dropped past 49 people. We're on 69 people live right now. 24,000 times someone's pressed that screen. I'm going to round this up now, guys, but I just want, so again, to find Laymont and his journey, go to Raw and Rooted. Is it Raw and Rooted Family?
Yes.
And that's on social media and on YouTube. Raw and Rooted Family. Obviously,
that's
you can.
Correct. I mean, if you jump onto Instagram, Raw and Rooted Family, and then from there, you know, there'll be the links to the YouTube. There is a link in there to take you directly to the videos for the free births. And, you know, we're on this journey. And we're still sharing, you know, obviously as the days and the weeks unfold and everything starts to take place, you know, we will be sharing the journey. And the reason it's called Raw and Rooted, because we share raw and we stay rooted within truth. We're not out here trying to fabricate anything. We're not out here trying to give people falsified perceptions and try and make out that this life is all fairies and love and light and all of that. Is not that. Because that is just a crazy conception in itself. Like, there are challenges. Do you know what I mean? And the greatest of things that we can work to accomplish will come with the potential for the most terrible of outcomes as well. That's the reality that you need to realize. You know, if you climb the highest mountain in the world, there is a potential that you could die. You know what I mean? And people try and climb Everest, they might freeze at the top and never come back down. But that's what people need to realize. The greater the thing that you're trying to accomplish, the greater adversity that is a potential. But if you're not willing to accept the adversity as a potential, then you will never do anything great. And this is what it's about. This is what it's about, people. Because no matter what, right? Anything in life, anything that is worth working towards achieving is always going to come with potential sacrifice pain whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? And we know this just in general. People that even want to have pick-me them in hospital and that. When a woman goes for a pregnancy, the worst case scenario is the worst case scenario. But at the same time, the best case scenario is new life.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to be willing to risk whatever in order to gain.
It's like getting on a plane. Yeah. When you get on a plane, you have to be willing to know 100% you might not touch the ground again. But there's something so beautiful if you can get on the fear and go on that plane. With everything, there's a duality and there's a risk. But brother, man, thank you for inspiring us today, man. So many people. I don't know if you've been able to keep up with the chat while talking. It's hard to, but so many people are like, they just needed to hear this. What I do, bro, is I like to activate the sleeping lions. I don't really have a message for people that are super like wanting to live in a life in the matrix, and I respect them. But there's many people like me and you that just need a nudge or need to just see someone doing it, and just by the example, that's all they need. And I know today that we've done that for people, bro. Seriously, it's been an honor.
This is what I'm here for, man. It's about just putting yourself in the firing line, knowing that there is a potential that you can find freedom, but there is also a potential that you could take a few shots on the way. And you know what? Sometimes you have to just be willing to risk taking those shots, because when you're willing to risk taking those shots, you're also willing to achieve the extraordinary. And if you want to be extraordinary, you have to be willing to risk all of the extra in order to become the extra. And here we are, bro, and we're living that in a very extraordinary life. Yourself, myself, and so many others. But at the same time, we're able to be a beacon of light for those who want to take the leap of faith, but just don't have enough proof within it. We're the proof. We are the living embodiment. And you know, I want everybody to be free. You know what I'm saying? Like I want everybody to experience this level of freedom. So many people will look at me like I'm insane, bro. Do you know what I mean? I said this to my partner the other day. People, and she said it to me today. People will look at us like, oh, they're irresponsible.
Irresponsible.
Do you know what I mean?
Irresponsible is allowing a system to give medicine to your child without really understanding what that medicine is. Just a K vitamin straight away, cutting the umbilical cord without letting your mother hold you. That's irresponsible, you know, just giving your child a birth. It's insane. And it's again, if someone thinks what you're doing is irresponsible, okay, I respect that. Live your life.
You're allowed to think that, and I understand that. That's the beauty. I get it. I understand why you think that and why you see it that way.
Yeah.
But what about when we get to the other side and it's like, oh snap, right? They made it happen. Oh yeah, the seed dropped. Now you see what is possible, and if we can live our lives showing others what is possible, then as we rise, and I have to say, and as I rise, you rise. As you rise, we rise. Do you know what I mean? Because if I'm willing to put myself in a position where I risk everything in order to elevate to a new higher high and share that with you, then that gives you the opportunity to elevate to a new higher high yourself. And as you elevate and I elevate, we both elevate.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what it's about, man. Do you know what I'm saying? We're all on this journey together. We're all carrying each other home. Some of us are willing to put ourselves in the firing line over here, some over there, but we're all doing the work that is necessary to help humanity, to contribute to the betterment of humanity. And this is what being a humanitarian is about. A sovereign humanitarian who is willing to put themselves at the front. Natural born leaders who are willing to risk everything in order to achieve something beyond the imaginable.
And bro, that's where I'm going to leave it. That is the bar. That is it, man. Before I let everyone go, there's 46 people on the call. Let me just say, I'm holding an event next Saturday in Southeast London. And if you are interested, send me a DM. And it's about sovereignty. It's about the exact things me and Laymont have been speaking about. If he wasn't here in Thailand, if he wasn't in Thailand, he would be on the stage speaking with me. Yeah, you need to know that. I also have a men's plant medicine retreat in December, and Laymont would be my first option as a male facilitator, but he's not physically in the country. But just know we are going to be side by side doing retreats and stuff when the time comes. But if you are interested in gathering together with people like me and Laymont and having these conversations physically, send me a direct message and I will send you information about our event on next Saturday, and like I said, raw and rooted family on all social media platforms, and you get to experience Laymont and his partner side of it as well. You know, it's important to understand how the feminine is handling this as well, ready to give birth. So until another time, Lion, thank you. What's the time right now in Thailand?
It is 9 o'clock, bro. 9 o'clock.
Wow, it's 3 o'clock here in the afternoon. Sunday dinner time.
Yes, so it's time to go. I think baby girl will be going to bed shortly, so I'm gonna go say goodnight to her. Then for me, straight back to my desk, smash out some work in preparation for the week ahead, so that I don't have to worry about that. Whilst also, understanding that anything could happen at any time. So it's just making sure that one is prepared and doing whatever is necessary,
Wow.
To alleviate any unnecessary stress. So we're
These
here,
last
bro.
comments, man.
I am so grateful. Like this has been powerful. I feel charged. Do you know what I mean? I feel so charged after this, and bro, like, best of luck for next week. If you don't connect before, you're gonna smash it, just like you do with everything that you do. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being the light that you are. And yeah, bro, I just hold so much gratitude in my heart for you. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you, and I look forward to continuing to connect and having the impact that we're having right now. So nothing but peace, love, and power, bro.
I love you, brother. Thank you. Thank you, everyone in the live, man. Thank you for the beautiful comments. We didn't have one troll, not one troll. All right, Lion. See you soon.
Big love, man. Big love, man.
Peace. Bye, people. Sylvia.